favorite food is track, meaning what my truck driver cooks or the concession stands. But you know, I like my truck driver cooks steaks and twice baked potatoes. That's probably my favorite while we're at the track. A lot of times we don't have a lot of time, so you know, hot dogs is fine with me. It was pretty special actually, because you know, I grew up in a racing family myself, and you know, I watched as a young kid, I watched Bill race and all his accomplishments, and you know, it was really cool to go down and for one, to do the Cup race at Daytona was fun for myself personally, but to be with Bill Elliott and probably his last you know, Sprint Cup race, it was pretty special. And you know, we had a good time. We qualified really well and raced well until we got in the accident, and it was just a lot of fun. Well, I grew up in the Petty family. My uncle's Richard Petty, and you know, I really looked up to my cousin Kyle a lot, and you know, I wanted to be a race driver, and so you know, I followed that and was a driver for a while. But you know, when time come, I figured I needed to probably not pursue that as making my living. I eyed up the crew chief role, and you know, went to school and got an engineering degree and did all the things that I thought you needed to do to become a crew chief. And so I really can't just say that I idled any crew chief, but once I started to pay more attention, I did like the way Ray Abraham operated his team, and you know, followed him and Jeff Gordon a lot, you know, through radio communications, and tried to study what those guys had going on, you know, while I was in college and going through school. So if you had to go any route for a crew chief wise, that would probably be the route. Well, you kind of got to go in it with an open mind. You know, you can't just say, you know, just because it's a mile and a half, it's going to be just like Charlotte or just like Texas. We try to prepare various setups here at the race shop, you know, and prepare ourselves for anything that can go any way. But we look at the banking, we look at the speeds at what might play in, how the turn radiuses are. We look at all those things. Goodyear does a good job of providing us tire data, so we kind of know going in air pressure-wise what we need to be. But from the setup side, let's just say we go to a new mile-and-a-half track. We will try to track down a track that's similar, look at those setups, and at least start in that general location. Yeah, you know, I think it's good. You know, I've had a lot of fun working with Kyle. Coming in, you know, I've worked with some young drivers before. I've worked with some real experienced drivers before. So, you know, again, you know, you just look at things with an open mind. And, you know, when Kyle come in the drive, we had seen him run the trucks, seen how good driving talent he really was. But, you know, knowing him now through several events through Nationwide and his personality, I think he's a great young man. I think he was raised well. His attitude is above all from what I've seen, and his driving talent is like nobody's else. So I feel like our relationship's really good, and I feel like it's showing on the racetrack that, you know, I have pure confidence in him that he's good as anybody on the racetrack, and you know, I think he's got confidence in our team that we're making some good decisions and getting some good finishes. You know, I think from a preparation side, you know, we have to take our best stuff every week regardless. So from the preparation side, it doesn't change a whole lot. But from the race strategy, now it gets down to the end of the race, and you know, you can try to make a gutsy call on 2 tires or 4 tires and try to get that top dash for cash position. Yes, it makes a huge difference. I would much rather try to get Kyle the 100K you know, and lose a couple spots if that's what it took. You know, so I think it does weigh in when we're calling the races towards the end. But from a preparation side, you know, we go at every race with the same preparation mentality.